Right, so listen to this. You guys sent in a book about high magic. All right, it's called Formulario di Alta Magia, to be exact.
Oh, wow.
And it was written by this guy, Pierre Vincent Piab.
Okay.
This journalist, he seems to have, like, traded in his press pass for a magic wand
Yeah.
and gone really deep into this world of the occult.
It is fascinating how Piab approached magic with the same, like, meticulousness that he probably used, in his journalism career.
Right.
He wasn't interested in those, stereotypical spells and potions.
Right.
He was searching for a system, like a scientific way to understand the forces of the universe, almost like a hidden code that was waiting to be cracked.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Like uncovering a secret society,
Right.
revealing a world that exists right under our noses, but we're completely oblivious to.
Yeah.
So who was this guy who dared to pull back the curtain on this magical world?
Well, Pierre Vincent Piab was born in Paris back in 1874.
Okay.
And his family had some interesting roots. They actually trace their lineage back to 16th century Florence.
Ah, so there's a hint of that Italian Renaissance spirit woven into his background.
Indeed, and beyond his journalism, he also studied law.
Wow.
And traveled extensively throughout Europe.
Wow.
You can really see how all these experiences sort of shaped his thinking and his approach to the occult. He wasn't just theorizing. He was meticulously documenting his research,
Right.
compiling charts, diagrams, even ancient texts.
Wow.
All of it aimed at shedding light on this concept of high magic.
Okay, so let's unpack this high magic thing.
Right.
What exactly did Piab believe it was?
He believed magic was a science,
Okay.
a precise system for manipulating cosmic fluids that flow throughout the universe.
Okay.
Imagine it like electricity or magnetism,
Right.
but with way more power and on a cosmic scale.
Cosmic fluids.
Yeah.
So no waving wands or chanting spells like in the movies?
Not quite. It's less about, the theatrics and more about understanding and harnessing these cosmic forces, which he believed were connected to the planets and their movements. He saw the universe as this, like, giant interconnected web with everything influencing everything else.
So are we talking astrology here?
Yeah,
Like our destinies are written in the stars kind of thing?
you're catching on.
Okay.
Piab believed that planetary positions played a key role in successful magical operations.
Hmm.
He meticulously documented planetary hours, lunar mansions, even the elemental qualities of each planet.
Hold on. Elemental qualities. like
Yeah.
fire, water, earth, air.
Exactly.
Okay.
He believed that each planet had a specific elemental quality. Combine that with its position at a particular time, and you could determine the most auspicious moment for a particular magical operation.
So if I'm trying to, say, attract love,
Mm-hmm.
there's a specific time that's more potent for that.
Precisely.
That's pretty wild.
And that's just scratching the surface.
Okay.
Piab delved into the symbolism used in various magical traditions, Hebrew alphabets, tarot cards, alchemical symbols, you name it. He even references ancient Chinese systems.
It's like he's piecing together a global puzzle of magical knowledge.
It is.
This is way more complex than I initially thought.
And that's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
He distinguishes between what he calls true magic and false magic.
Okay.
He was critical of practices that lacked understanding, like just relying on lucky charms or talismans.
So it's not just about the outward rituals, it's about the knowledge behind them, right?
That makes
Like you
sense.
can't just fake it till you make it in high magic.
Exactly. True magic for Piab requires knowledge,
Right.
precision, and aligning oneself with these cosmic forces.
Okay.
It's about understanding the system, not just blindly following rituals.
But does any of this cosmic fluid stuff hold up under the scrutiny of modern science?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And to be honest, not really.
Okay.
Modern physics doesn't support the concept of cosmic fluids in the way that Piab envisioned them.
So was he just making it all up? Was this all just a product of his imagination?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
It's important to remember that science is constantly evolving.
Right.
Piab himself acknowledged that even electricity and magnetism were relatively new discoveries in his time. His argument was that maybe these cosmic fluids are simply an even subtler force that science hasn't figured out how to measure yet.
Okay, so he was open to the idea that there might be more to discover, that science doesn't have all the answers just yet.
Yeah,
That's pretty forward thinking for the early 20th century.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And even if we set aside the literal existence of cosmic fluids,
Okay.
what's fascinating is how Piab's work reflects a fundamental human desire, this yearning to connect with something larger than ourselves,
Yeah.
to tap into hidden forces and influence the world around us.
It's true, throughout history, people have always been drawn to these ideas.
Right.
Whether it's astrology, ancient rituals, or even modern-day manifestations.
Right.
There's this enduring fascination with the idea that we might be able to tap into something beyond the everyday.
Exactly. And Pyob's work provides a unique window into one way of thinking about those forces. A system that, while not scientifically validated, is incredibly intricate and thoughtfully constructed.
Okay, so we've got these cosmic fluids flowing through the universe, and they're connected to the planets and their movements. But how exactly do we tap into them? Does Pyob give us a how-to guide?
He does, and this is where it gets really intriguing.
Okay.
He explains that any successful magical operation requires specific conditions, conditions that are directly tied to the forces at play in the universe at that specific moment.
So timing is everything.
Exactly.
It's not just about what you do, but when you do it.
Exactly, and one of the key factors Pyob points to is the concept of planetary hours.
Okay.
He provides a detailed chart outlining which planet rules each hour of the day, cycling through the 7 classical planets: Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, the Sun, Venus, Mercury, and the Moon.
Wow. So even the hours of the day have their own unique cosmic flavor.
Yeah.
So if I'm aiming for, let's say, a big promotion at work, I should wait for a Jupiter hour. Jupiter being the planet of expansion and good fortune. Okay.
You're getting it.
Oh.
But it's not just about the planetary hour.
Cool.
Pyob also factors in the lunar mansions.
Lunar mansions. Okay, you've lost me there. What are those?
Imagine constellations.
Okay.
But specifically, along the path the moon travels through the sky. There are 28 of them, each with its own energy and influence.
Hold on. So I need to know which planet rules the hour AD, which lunar mansion the moon is currently cruising through.
Right.
This high magic is starting to sound pretty complex.
It is.
Okay.
And to make things even more interesting, Pyob says that your own internal state matters too.
Okay.
He believes we all have our own cosmic fluids, so to speak.
Wait a minute. We have our own cosmic fluids, like miniature versions of the universe swirling inside us. That's a pretty mind-blowing thought.
Right. And according to Pyob,
yeah,
the more refined and aligned your personal fluids are, the better you can work with those universal forces.
Okay, this is starting to sound like a kung fu movie where the master talks about harnessing your chi, your inner life force.
Yeah.
So how do we refine our personal cosmic juice according to Pyob meditation? Special breathing exercises. What's the secret?
It's less about secret techniques and more about dedication.
Okay.
Pyob believed that studying these occult principles, along with consistent practice and self-reflection, can help refine your inner state and make you more attuned to those subtle forces.
So it's not a quick fix. It's a lifestyle.
Right.
You have to commit to understanding the universe if you want to wield this high magic.
Precisely. And for Pyob, this wasn't just about personal gain.
All right.
He saw high magic as a path to a deeper understanding of reality itself and our place within it.
So it's not about manipulating the universe for selfish desires.
Right.
It's about aligning ourselves with its natural flow, becoming a part of that cosmic dance.
Exactly. And that's an idea that still resonates today. The idea that understanding and harmonizing with the universe can bring greater fulfillment and meaning to our lives.
But with all these cosmic fluids, planetary hours, lunar mansions, internal refinement, this is a lot to take in. Is this something anyone can learn, or is it just for a select few, like a secret magical club?
Well, Pyob himself acknowledged that this stuff can be pretty dense and overwhelming.
No kidding. My head is spinning a little bit.
But he argues that the real challenge isn't the complexity of the system, but the dedication required to master it. He compares it to any other field that demands rigorous study and practice, like medicine, law, or engineering.
Yeah.
It's not about inherent talent or magical bloodlines. It's about putting in the time and effort to understand the system.
So it's like learning a new language, but instead of talking to people, you're learning to communicate with the cosmos.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
And just like with learning a language, there will be moments of frustration, moments where you feel lost in a sea of symbols and technical terms.
Oh, yeah. I definitely hit a few of those while reading this book.
But Pyob believed those moments of challenge are where the real breakthroughs in understanding happen.
So it's not about being intimidated by the complexity.
Right.
It's about embracing the challenge and pushing through those moments of confusion.
Exactly. And as you gain fluency in this language of magic, you start to see the interconnectedness of things, the patterns and relationships that might have gone unnoticed before.
It's like you put on a pair of cosmic X-ray glasses, and suddenly you can see the hidden framework of reality.
Yeah.
But let's talk about those symbols, those intricate diagrams and alphabets.
Okay.
How do they fit into all of this?
For Pyob, symbols weren't just pretty pictures.
Okay.
He saw them as tools for focusing and directing these cosmic forces.
Okay, so they actually have a function, not just decorations.
Exactly. Think of cosmic fluids like electricity.
Okay.
And symbol are the conduits, the channels that direct the flow of energy towards a specific goal.
So it's like a magical circuit board.
Yeah.
You arrange these symbols in a certain way.
Right.
And it creates a pathway for the cosmic currents to flow through.
That's a great way to visualize it. And just like with a circuit board, if you mess up the arrangement, the energy won't flow correctly, and you won't get the desired outcome.
It reminds me of those intricate sand mandalas created by Tibetan monks.
Oh, yeah.
Each grain of sand is placed with intention.
Right?
And if you disrupt the pattern, the whole thing falls apart.
A perfect example.
Yeah.
And just like those mandalas, creating a magical symbol or diagram is an act of focusing energy and intention. It requires careful study preparation and a deep understanding of the principles behind those symbols.
So there's a lot more to these symbols than meets the eye.
Yeah.
They're not just images. They're like keys to unlocking a deeper understanding of the universe and its forces.
Precisely. And Pyob provides a fascinating array of these symbols, drawn from all sorts of traditions, Hebrew alphabets, alchemical symbols. The tarot.
Wait, the tarot. As in the cards used for fortune telling.
Yes, but Pyob saw the tarot as more than just a divination tool.
Okay.
He believed each card represented a specific archetype or force within the universe.
And that by understanding those forces, you could use the tarot for personal growth and even magical operations.
So it's like a cosmic cheat sheet.
That's a great way to put it.
You can learn about the forces at play and how to work with them.
He even connects the tarot to the Hebrew alphabet, suggesting each letter corresponds to a specific cosmic force or principle?
It's like this giant interconnected cosmic puzzle.
Yeah.
And the deeper you dive, the more pieces start to fall into place.
Exactly. And for Pyob, the key to unlocking this puzzle is through dedicated study and practice.
Okay.
The more you understand these systems of symbolism, the more potential you unlock for self-knowledge and growth.
So it's not just about manipulating the external world, it's about understanding ourselves and our place within the grand scheme of things. That's a powerful message. But all this talk of harnessing cosmic forces and manipulating energy raises a crucial question for me. What about the ethics of all this?
That's an excellent point, and it's something Pyob doesn't shy away from.
Okay.
He stresses that high magic is not a toy to be used lightly or for selfish reasons. So it's not about gaining power over others or using it for personal gain.
Exactly. He believed the true purpose of high magic was to align oneself with the harmony and balance of the universe, not to disrupt it for personal gain.
So it's like a cosmic version of the golden rule, do unto others as you would have the universe do unto you.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
He even warns that trying to use this knowledge for bad purposes will ultimately backfire.
So like a cosmic boomerang.
Yeah.
What you put out comes back to you amplified.
Precisely. He believed that the most powerful magic is the magic done in service to others.
Okay.
Aligned with love, compassion, and understanding.
So it's about becoming a conduit for positive change, not just a puppet master pulling cosmic strings for your own benefit.
Exactly. And that idea resonates with many spiritual traditions. True power doesn't come from dominating others, but from serving a greater good, from being in harmony with the universe instead of trying to control it.
This is a lot to process. Cosmic fluids, planetary alignments, symbols galore, and a whole ethical dimension. We've explored a lot of ground here, but I have to ask, what was the biggest aha moment for you while diving into Pyob's work? What really blew your mind?
For me, it was the level of detail and cross-referencing Pyob uses to connect seemingly unrelated systems of knowledge. He draws on ancient texts, religious symbolism, astrological principles, and even modern scientific concepts, weaving them together into a surprisingly coherent framework.
It's like he's showing us that there's this hidden web of connections between all these different ways of seeing the world.
It is.
It's amazing how it all fits together.
Exactly. And even if you don't necessarily buy into all of his conclusions, the sheer intellectual rigor and depth of his research is really impressive.
It shows the power of human curiosity and the drive to understand the universe and our place in it.
Right.
But we've talked a lot about how Pyob differentiated between high magic and mere superstition.
Right.
And he also mentions this concept of the operator. What exactly does he mean by that?
Well, for Pyob, the operator is the individual who engages in the practice of high magic, the one who seeks to understand and work with these cosmic forces.
Okay.
But he makes an interesting distinction between two types of operators, ordinary individuals and those he calls exceptional subjects.
Okay, so is there a hierarchy within the magical world? Like some people are just born with magical talent while others have to work harder?
It's not so much about talent as it is about capacity.
Uh-huh.
Payab believed everyone has the potential to be an operator, but some individuals have a natural affinity for it,
Okay.
a predisposition that makes them more receptive to these subtle energies.
So it's like some people are born with a stronger cosmic signal, so to speak.
That's a great way to put
They're
it.
more plugged into the network.
And he suggests these exceptional subjects often display certain characteristics: heightened intuition, a sensitivity to energy, a deep connection to nature.
So they're more in tune with the cosmic frequencies naturally.
Yeah, exactly. And he believed these individuals could achieve more profound results with their magical workings,
Okay.
as their internal fluids are naturally more refined and aligned.
Wow. So it's not just about learning the system. It's about having the right internal wiring to really tap into these forces.
Yeah.
But what about the rest of us, the non-exceptional folks? Are we just out of luck when it comes to this high magic stuff?
Not at all. Payab emphasized that even those without a natural predisposition could develop their abilities through dedicated study and practice. He believed knowledge was the key,
Okay.
that by understanding the principles and techniques of high magic, anyone could learn to work with those cosmic forces.
So you don't have to be born special. You can develop the skills and knowledge to become a skilled operator, like learning to play an instrument. Some people might have a natural talent for music, but with enough practice, anyone can learn to play beautifully.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And just like learning an instrument, becoming a skilled operator takes dedication, patience, and a willingness to make mistakes along the way.
It's a journey of self-discovery and mastery, not a quick fix.
Yeah.
But speaking of journeys, we talked about Payab's emphasis on using these powers ethically in alignment with the universe.
Right.
How does that tie into this idea of the operator?
He believed that as an operator develops their abilities,
Okay.
they also develop a greater sense of responsibility for how they use those abilities. True power, he argued, doesn't come from domination, but from understanding.
Okay.
It's not about manipulating others, but about harmonizing with the forces of the universe.
So it's not just about what you can do, but why you're doing it and what impact your actions have on the world around you.
Precisely. He suggested that as an operator becomes more skilled, they also become more aware of the interconnectedness of all things, the delicate balance that exists in the universe.
So it's like a cosmic version of the butterfly effect, right? Every action, no matter how small, can have a ripple effect that extends outward, impacting the entire system.
Exactly. And Payab argued that it's this awareness, this understanding of our interconnectedness that guides the ethical use of these powers.
So it's about becoming a conscious participant in the cosmic dance, not a bull in a china shop disrupting the harmony.
Exactly. And he emphasized that the most powerful magic is that which is done in service to others, aligned with love, compassion, and understanding.
So it's about becoming a conduit for positive change, not a manipulator of cosmic forces for selfish ends.
Precisely. And that idea resonates with many spiritual traditions, the idea that true power doesn't lie in dominance, but in service, not in separation, but in connection.
Okay, so we've established that the operator is the one who engages in these magical practices. And ideally, they're doing so with a sense of responsibility and a commitment to using their abilities for good. But Payab also talks about the importance of understanding the different forms of high magic.
Yes.
So you talk about different schools of magic like we see in fantasy novels?
In a way, yes. He identifies three main forms: true magic, false magic, and fantasy magic.
Okay, true magic sounds like the real deal, the kind Payab himself advocated for. What about the other two? What makes them false or fantasy?
For Payab, false magic refers to practices that lack true understanding of the underlying principles. He saw it as a form of imitation, relying on rituals or symbols that have been passed down through generations but have lost their original meaning and power.
So it's like going through the motions without really understanding the deeper meaning. Like trying to bake a cake without understanding the science of how the ingredients work. You might end up with something that looks like a cake, but it's not going to taste very good.
That's a great analogy. And Payab argued that false magic is often ineffective because it's not truly aligned with the forces it's trying to manipulate.
So it's like trying to tune a radio to a station that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You're putting in the effort, but you're not getting any results.
Exactly. And then there's fantasy magic, which Payab considered purely imaginary.
Okay.
It's the stuff of folklore, superstition, and wishful thinking.
So we're talking about things like fairy tales, myths, and legends.
Precisely. And while those stories can hold symbolic or psychological value,
Yeah.
Payab didn't believe they had any real power to influence the physical world.
It's like reading a recipe for a potion that grants eternal life.
Uh-huh.
It's a fun story, but you wouldn't actually expect it to work in real life.
Exactly. Payab was very clear that true magic was based on knowledge
Okay.
and a structured system for understanding and working with the forces of the universe.
So it's not about wishful thinking or blind faith.
Right.
It's about developing a deep understanding of the principles and techniques that govern those forces.
Exactly.
It's like the difference between throwing darts at a board randomly
Right.
and learning to aim with precision.
That's a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
And Payab emphasized that achieving mastery in true magic required significant dedication and effort.
It's not something you can learn overnight. It's a path of lifelong learning and refinement.
Yes.
It's like becoming a master chef.
Hmm.
You have to learn the basics, hone your skills, and always strive for excellence.
Precisely. And Payab suggested that the rewards of this journey were well worth the effort,
Okay.
leading to a deeper understanding of oneself, the universe, and the interconnectedness of all things.
So it's not just about gaining magical powers, it's about achieving a higher level of consciousness and becoming a more harmonious part of the cosmic dance.
Exactly. And that's a message that resonates with many spiritual traditions.
Yeah.
The idea that by understanding and aligning ourselves with the forces of the universe, we can unlock our true potential and find greater fulfillment in our lives.
Payab's book seems to view the universe as this giant, intricate clockwork mechanism where each celestial body has a specific role to play.
Right.
Is that an accurate interpretation?
Absolutely. Payab was heavily influenced by the Hermetic tradition,
Yeah.
which is all about the idea of as above, so below. This means the patterns we see in the heavens are mirrored here on Earth.
So it's like looking at a giant cosmic blueprint.
Uh-huh.
If we can understand how the planets move, we can get insights into our own lives and the events happening around us.
Precisely. And Payab believed those planets emanate their own unique energies, or cosmic fluids, as he called them.
Okay.
And these fluids can be harnessed and directed through magical operations.
So it's like each planet has its own unique frequency or vibration.
You're getting it?
And if we can tune into that frequency,
Yeah.
we can tap into its power.
It's like a radio.
Okay.
You need to know how to tune into the right station to get the specific results you're looking for.
So it's not enough to just wish for something.
Right.
You have to understand the language of the planets and how to communicate with them.
Exactly. And Payab provides a detailed breakdown of each planet's characteristics and influences.
Okay.
He believed that by understanding these principles, you could choose the right planetary energies to help you achieve your goals.
Okay. I'm ready to spin the cosmic dial. What are some of the key attributes Payab gives to each planet?
Well, he starts with Saturn,
Okay.
the planet of structured discipline and limitations.
Saturn, the cosmic taskmaster.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to manifest something that requires a lot of focus and perseverance, I'd want to tap into Saturn's energy.
Exactly. Saturn is all about long-term goals, building solid foundations, and
Sure.
establishing boundaries.
Okay, what about Jupiter? What's his cosmic specialty?
Jupiter is the planet of expansion, abundance, and good fortune.
Ah, Jupiter, the cosmic benefactor.
Chuckles.
So if I'm hoping for a financial windfall or a career boost, I should be looking to Jupiter.
You got Jupiter is all about growth opportunity and reaching your full potential.
Okay, how about Mars? What kind of energy does he bring to the party?
Mars is the planet of action, courage, and willpower.
Mars, the cosmic warrior.
Chuckles.
So if I need a surge of energy to overcome an obstacle or take a big risk, I should call in Mars.
Precisely. Mars is all about taking initiative, asserting yourself, then overcoming challenges.
Okay, we've covered the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
What about the sun? What role does it play in all of this?
The sun represents our core identity, our
Okay.
life force, and our creative potential.
The sun, the cosmic spotlight. So if I'm trying to boost my confidence, express my creativity, or just shine brighter in the world, I should connect with the sun's energy.
Exactly. The sun is all about radiating your unique light
Yeah.
and living authentically.
Okay, what about Venus? What's her cosmic domain?
Venus is the planet of love, beauty, harmony, and pleasure.
Venus, the cosmic enchantress. So if I'm looking for love,
Mm-hmm.
want to enhance my attractiveness or just bring more beauty into my life,
Yeah.
Venus is my go-to.
Precisely. Venus is all about nurturing relationships, appreciating beauty, and enjoying the sensual pleasures of life.
Okay, how about Mercury? What's his cosmic cake?
Mercury is the planet of communication, intellect, travel, and adaptability.
Mercury, the cosmic messenger.
Yeah.
So if I'm working on my communication skills, trying to learn something new,
Mm-hmm.
or planning a trip, I should be looking to Mercury.
Exactly. Mercury is all about exchanging ideas, gathering information,
Right.
and navigating the world with ease.
Okay, last but not least, the moon. What kind of energy did she bring to the table?
The moon is associated with emotions, intuition, dreams, and the subconscious mind.
The moon, the cosmic mirror. So if I want to strengthen my intuition, explore my dreams, or
Mhm.
work through emotional blockages, I should connect with the moon's energy.
Exactly. The moon is all about connecting to your inner world,
Hmm.
understanding your emotions, and navigating the ebb and flow of life.
Wow, so each planet brings its own unique flavor to the cosmic table?
Yeah.
It's like a giant magical spice rack,
Hmm.
and the skilled operator knows how to blend those flavors to create the desired outcome.
It is.
But speaking of blending, Payab also mentions the elemental qualities of each planet.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly does he mean by that?
It's about adding another layer of depth to the cosmic recipe.
Okay.
Each planet, in addition to its specific energy, is also associated with one or two of the four classical elements: fire, earth, air, and water.
Right.
These elements represent fundamental forces in nature and shape how planetary energy manifests.
So it's like adding a specific spice to enhance the flavor.
Precisely. For example, Mars is about action and courage,
Okay.
but it's also associated with the element of fire.
So we're not talking about just any action. We're talking about passionate,
Uh-huh.
energetic, assertive action. Like a burst of flames.
Exactly, and understanding these elemental connections can help us fine-tune our magical intentions
Okay.
and choose the most effective planetary energies for our goals.
It's like being a cosmic alchemist.
Yeah.
Adding a pinch of fire, a dash of water, a sprinkle of earth to our magical recipes.
I love that Pio provides charts that outline the elemental qualities of each planet to help us understand their nuances and how they interact with each other.
So there's a complex system at play here, but it seems like there's also a beautiful logic to it, a cosmic order we can tap into if we learn the rules.
Exactly. That's what's so fascinating about Payab's work. It offers a glimpse into a world where magic and science, intuition and intellect all come together in this intricate dance.
It's like he's showing us that the universe isn't just random events,
Right.
but a symphony of interconnected forces. And if we can learn the steps, we can join in the cosmic dance.
Precisely. And that's a message that still resonates with people today.
Hmm.
The idea that we are connected to the universe, not separate from it.
Yeah.
That we are all part of this grand cosmic adventure.
Well, speaking of adventures, what was the most surprising or unexpected thing you discovered while diving into Payab's work? Was there anything that really caught you off guard?
Honestly, it was his inclusion of the Clavicula General de Salomon, a diagram attributed to King Solomon right there in the book.
Wait, the Key of Solomon?
Yeah.
As in the legendary king known for his wisdom and, well, magical powers.
Yeah.
What's so special about this diagram?
The Key of Solomon is essentially a guide to summoning and controlling spirits.
Oh, wow.
Outlining rituals, symbols, and incantations.
Okay.
It's been debated for centuries,
Wow.
with some believing it's a genuine ancient text and others claiming it's a medieval fake.
It sounds like something straight out of a movie. A forbidden grimoire filled with secret knowledge. Why do you think Payab included it? In his book, was he actually advocating for spirit conjuration as part of high magic?
That's a great question, and Payab doesn't explicitly say you should summon spirits.
Okay.
But he acknowledges the historical and cultural importance of the Key of Solomon. He presents it as an example of how intricate systems of symbols and rituals have been used throughout history to interact with the unseen world.
So more of a historical example than a how-to guide.
Exactly.
I see it's about recognizing those enduring human desires to connect with the unknown, even if we don't buy into every single detail.
Precisely. And the inclusion of the Key of Solomon also highlights how vast and multifaceted high magic can be. It's not just one system, but a whole collection of beliefs, practices, and traditions from all over the world.
Speaking of global influences, Payab also delves into ancient Chinese systems,
Yes.
particularly those dealing with energy flow and cosmic harmony. What insights did he find there?
He was particularly drawn to the concept of qi,
Ah, chi. I've heard about that.
Yeah.
So how did he connect that to his own ideas?
He saw parallels between qi and his concept of cosmic fluids, suggesting they both represent a fundamental energy that can be manipulated and directed with conscious intention.
So it's like two different cultures arriving at a similar understanding, even though their paths were different. Like two languages expressing the same truth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Piab was also fascinated by acupuncture and the meridian points in Chinese medicine.
Okay.
He saw it as a sophisticated method for manipulating the flow of qi within the body, promoting healing and balance.
So it's like acupuncture is working with the energy systems within the human body.
Right.
While high magic is more about aligning with the energy of the universe as a whole. Would you say that's a fair comparison?
That's a great way to think about it. Both systems in the end are about creating harmony and balance, whether within ourselves or within the grand scheme of the cosmos.
That makes sense. Earlier, we touched on the idea that Piab makes a clear distinction between true magic, false magic, and fantasy magic.
Right.
Can you remind me what sets true magic apart? What makes it the real deal in Piab's view?
For Piab, true magic had to be grounded in knowledge, precision, and a deep understanding of the forces at play. It wasn't about blindly following rituals or relying on superstition.
Okay.
He believed it required rigorous study of the principles and techniques he outlined in his book,
Okay.
as well as a disciplined approach to practice.
So it's not about hoping for a miracle. It's about understanding the mechanics of how it all works.
Yeah.
The science behind the magic.
Exactly. Piab saw true magic as a system,
Okay.
a set of laws and principles that govern how we interact with the universe. He compared it to studying mathematics, music, or engineering,
Okay.
saying that mastery required both intellectual understanding and practical application.
So it's like becoming a cosmic architect, learning the blueprint of the universe and how to build in alignment with its design.
That's a great way to put it.
Oh.
Piab believed that through dedicated study and practice, an individual could become more attuned to these subtle forces and achieve greater results in their magical workings.
So it's a journey of self-mastery, not some quick and easy path to power.
Precisely. And Piab makes it clear that this journey is not for the faint of heart.
Okay.
It demands patience, perseverance, and a willingness to confront your own limitations and shadow aspects.
So it's not just about learning techniques, it's about personal transformation, becoming a more conscious and responsible wielder of these powerful forces.
Exactly. And Piab believed this transformation was essential for the ethical practice of high magic, making sure that the operator's intentions were in harmony with the universe, not working against it.
So it's about becoming a force for good in the world, not just using this knowledge for personal gain.
Absolutely. And that idea aligns with many spiritual traditions. The idea that true power comes not from dominating others, but from serving a greater purpose, from connection rather than separation.
Piab also talks a lot about the importance of understanding the correspondences between different aspects of reality. What exactly does he mean by that term? And why are these correspondences so important to the practice of high magic?
For Piab, correspondences refer to the intricate connections between different elements of the universe,
Okay.
both the things we can see and the unseen forces at play. He believed that everything in the cosmos was interconnected,
Yeah.
and that by understanding these connections, you could tap into a vast network of power and influence.
So it's like a giant cosmic web. And if you understand the threads that link everything together,
Yeah.
you can start to influence the pattern as a whole.
That's a great way to visualize it. And Piab lays out a complex system of correspondences, drawing from ancient traditions like astrology, alchemy, and Kabbalah,
Okay.
blending them with his own insights and observations.
Okay, let's untangle some of these cosmic threads. What are some of the key correspondences that Piab highlights?
He starts with the planets,
Okay.
giving each one specific attributes, influences, and even colors. For example, Mars is associated with action, courage, and the color red, while Venus is linked to love, beauty, and the color green.
So each planet has its own personality and color palette.
Right.
If we understand these correspondences, we can choose the right planetary energies to support our intentions in our magical work.
Exactly. And he goes beyond just planets,
Okay.
connecting specific days of the week, hours of the day, even herbs and stones to different planetary influences.
Wow, so it's like a cosmic calendar with each moment vibrating with a specific energy.
Precisely. And Piab suggests that by aligning your actions with these cosmic rhythms, you can enhance the effectiveness of your magical work.
So it's not just about what you do, but when you do it.
Right.
Timing is everything in high magic.
Absolutely. And Piab even delves into the symbolism of numbers suggesting that each number holds a specific meaning and vibration that can be incorporated into your practice.
So numerology meets high magic. Each number has a cosmic meaning.
Exactly. He provides in-depth interpretations of the numbers 1 through 12,
Wow.
linking them to various archetypes, principles, and even the sophro of the Kabbalistic tree of life.
Okay, my head is officially spinning with all these connections.
Yeah.
We've got planets, colors, days, hours, herbs, stones, AD numbers. Are there any other correspondences that Payab throws into the mix?
He also highlights the importance of understanding the elemental correspondences we talked about earlier,
Okay.
linking each planet to one or two of the 4 classical elements: fire, earth, air, and water.
Right, adding even more depth to the cosmic recipe. So Mars with fire, Venus with earth, and so on.
Exactly. And understanding these elemental connections can help us refine our magical intentions and choose the right energies to support our goals.
It's like having a cosmic toolkit filled with all these different elements and energies that we can learn to work with.
Precisely. And for Piab, the study of correspondences wasn't just a theoretical exercise. It was
No.
a practical way to make your magical operations more effective and to align yourself with the harmony of the universe.
So it's about working with the universe, not against it, becoming a part of that cosmic flow rather than trying to force things to happen.
Exactly. And that idea resonates with many spiritual traditions.
Yeah.
True power comes not from trying to control everything,
Right.
but from understanding and working in harmony with the forces that are already at play.
It's like learning to dance with the universe rather than trying to lead. All of these pieces are starting to fit together. The operator, the true magic, the correspondences. It's like a giant cosmic puzzle. And the more we learn about it, the clearer the picture becomes.
Exactly. And for Piab, studying and practicing high magic was ultimately a journey of self-discovery, a path to realizing your true potential and connecting with that divine spark within.
So it's not just about gaining magical powers. It's about becoming a more conscious and evolved human being in harmony with ourselves and the universe around us.
Precisely, and that's a message that still speaks to people today. The idea that we're all interconnected, that we have the potential for greatness, and that the universe supports our growth and transformation.
Piab's book also dives into the world of talismans and amulets,
Yeah.
which is a topic that always sparks curiosity. What's his take on these magical objects? Does he endorse their use in high magic?
That's a great question. And Piab's stance on talismans and amulets is interesting.
Okay.
He recognizes that they have a long history and cultural significance, pointing out that they've been used in many different forms across cultures throughout time.
So he acknowledges their place in human history. But does he believe they actually work?
Well, he distinguishes between 2 types of talismans.
Okay.
Those that function as simple fetishes,
Okay.
and those created and consecrated according to the principles of high magic. He believes there's a right way and a wrong way to approach these objects.
Okay, so what's the difference between a fetish and a true talisman? What makes one approach right and the other wrong?
For Piab, a fetish is an object that's given power simply because of its shape, material, or origin.
Okay.
It's usually based on superstition or cultural beliefs rather than a real understanding of the forces involved.
So it's like carrying a lucky rabbit's foot.
Yeah.
Or wearing a certain crystal because you think it will bring good luck.
Exactly. And while those objects might have psychological significance for the individual, Piab argues they don't have any inherent magical power.
So it's a placebo effect. You believe it works. So it might influence your mindset,
Right.
but it's not actually doing anything energetically.
Precisely. And Piab suggests that relying on fetishes can actually be detrimental to practicing high magic because it distracts you from the true source of power, knowledge, understanding, and alignment with the cosmos.
It's like trying to cheat the system instead of doing the real work. You're relying on external objects instead of developing your own inner connection to those forces.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
For Piab, that internal connection is paramount. True power comes from within, from aligning yourself with the cosmic forces and becoming a conduit for their expression.
Okay, I'm starting to understand. So what about those true talismans, the ones created the right way? What makes them different from the fetish approach?
Piab believed that a true talisman is created and consecrated with a specific intention in accordance with the principles of high magic and aligned with the right cosmic correspondences.
So it's like a custom-designed energy tool created for a specific purpose and infused with the appropriate planetary vibrations.
You're getting it. And Piab outlines a meticulous process for creating such talismans, involving choosing the right materials, consecrating them at specific times and inscribing them with symbols that correspond to the desired outcome.
Okay.
It's an intricate and intentional process.
It sounds like crafting a piece of fine jewelry, but instead of aiming for beauty,
Yeah.
the focus is on energetic potency.
And exactly. And Piab believed that when created this way, talismans could amplify your intentions, focusing and directing those cosmic forces toward your specific goal.
So it's like having a magical battery pack that you can charge with your intention and use to boost your magical work.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And Piab believed that talismans, when used ethically and with understanding, could be valuable tools for personal growth, healing, and transformation.
So it's not about relying on the talisman to do all the work.
Right.
It's about using it as a support system to enhance your own connection to those cosmic forces.
Precisely. The true power always lies within you, not in any external object.
It's like a dancer using a prop to enhance their performance.
Yeah.
The prop doesn't make them a better dancer, but it helps them express their art more fully.
That's a perfect analogy. Piab saw talismans as powerful allies on the path of spiritual development, but only when used wisely and with understanding.
We've talked a lot about cosmic fluids and how they play a key role in Piab's system. Can you remind me what he means by that term and why it's so central to his idea of high magic?
For Piab, cosmic fluids represented the fundamental energy that flows through the entire universe, connecting everything.
Yeah.
He wasn't just talking about a theoretical concept, but an actual substance, similar to electricity or magnetism, but even more subtle and powerful.
So it's like a cosmic life force flowing through everything, weaving it all together.
Exactly. And Piab believed that these fluids were directly linked to the planets and their movements, with each planet emanating a unique type of cosmic fluid with its own specific qualities and influences.
So each planet has its own unique energetic signature.
Yeah.
And these energies are constantly interacting and influencing events here on Earth.
Precisely. And he suggested that by understanding the movements of the planets and the qualities of their associated fluids, we can tap into those energies and direct them towards our goals.
It's like becoming a cosmic surfer riding the waves of planetary energy.
That's a great way to visualize it.
Yeah.
And to help us navigate this cosmic ocean.
Wow.
Piab provides detailed charts outlining the specific qualities and correspondences associated with each planet, guiding us to choose the right energies for our intentions.
Okay, let's break down these planetary fluids.
Yeah.
What are some of the key characteristics that Piab associates with each one?
He starts with Saturn, associating it with structure, discipline, and limitations.
Okay.
He describes Saturn's cosmic fluids as dense and slow-moving, representing the forces of contraction and crystallization.
Saturn, the cosmic taskmaster, as we said before.
Yeah.
So if I'm working on a project that requires focus, persistence, and long-term planning,
Right.
I might want to tap into Saturn's energy.
Exactly. Saturn's fluids are all about building solid foundations, setting boundaries, and working within constraints to achieve lasting results. It's about the slow and steady approach.
What about Jupiter? What kind of cosmic energy does he bring to the table?
Jupiter is all about expansion, abundance, and good fortune.
Okay.
Piab describes Jupiter's cosmic fluids as light and expansive, representing the forces of growth, opportunity, and prosperity.
Jupiter, the cosmic benefactor.
Uh-huh.
So if I'm looking for a financial windfall, a career boost, or just an overall increase in luck and abundance,
Right.
I should connect with Jupiter's energy.
Precisely. Jupiter's fluids are all about attracting abundance, expanding your horizons, and realizing your full potential.
Okay, how about Mars? What kind of cosmic energy does he radiate?
Mars is all about action, courage, and willpower. Piab describes Mars's cosmic fluids as fiery and energetic,
Okay.
representing the forces of passion, drive, and assertiveness.
Mars, the cosmic warrior. So if I need a boost of energy to overcome a challenge, take a bold step, or stand up for what I believe in, I should call on Mars.
Exactly. Mars fluids are all about taking initiative, conquering obstacles, and asserting your will in the world.
Okay, we've covered the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
What about the sun? What's its cosmic essence like?
The sun, of course, represents our core identity, our life force, and our creative potential. Piab describes the sun's cosmic fluids as radiant and life-giving, representing the forces of vitality, expression, and illumination.
The sun, the cosmic spotlight.
Yeah.
So if I'm looking to build confidence, express my creativity, or step more fully into my authentic self, I should connect with the sun's energy.
You got it. The sun's fluids are all about radiating your unique light, tapping into your inner power, and living in alignment with your true nature.
Okay, how about Venus? What's her cosmic energy like?
Venus is all about love, beauty, harmony, and pleasure. Payab describes Venus's cosmic fluids as sweet and magnetic, representing the forces of attraction, creativity, and sensuality.
Venus, the cosmic enchantress. So if I'm looking to attract love, enhance my beauty, or bring more pleasure and harmony into my life, Venus is the planet to work with.
Precisely, Venus's fluids are all about nurturing relationships, appreciating beauty, and indulging in the sensual pleasures of life.
Okay, what about Mercury? What's his cosmic vibe?
Mercury is all about communication, intellect, travel, and adaptability.
Okay.
Payab describes Mercury's cosmic fluids as quick and fluid, representing the forces of information, adaptability, and mental agility.
Mercury, the cosmic messenger. So if I'm working on improving my communication skills, trying to learn something new, or planning a trip, I should connect with Mercury's energy.
Exactly. Mercury's fluids are all about exchanging ideas, gathering information, and navigating the world with ease and flexibility.
Okay, last but not least, the moon. What's her cosmic energy like?
The moon is associated with emotions, intuition, dreams, and the subconscious mind. Payab describes the moon's cosmic fluids as reflective and fluid, representing the forces of intuition, empathy, and the ebb and flow of life.
The moon, the cosmic mirror. So if I'm looking to strengthen my intuition, explore my dreams, process emotions, or connect with my subconscious, I should tune into the moon's energy.
Exactly. The moon's fluids are all about connecting to your inner world, understanding your emotions, and navigating the cyclical nature of life.
Wow, it's incredible how each planet brings its own unique energy to the table. It's like a cosmic buffet, and we get to choose which flavors we want to work with. But you mentioned earlier that these cosmic fluids don't exist in isolation. They're always interacting with each other, right? Can you explain a bit more about that?
Absolutely. Payab believed that the universe is a dynamic and interconnected system where everything is constantly in flux and interplay.
Okay.
He suggests that while the planets emanate their own unique fluids, they also influence each other through various astrological aspects like conjunctions, oppositions, squares, and trines.
So it's like a cosmic dance floor with each planet moving to its own rhythm, but also partnering up with others to create new and complex patterns.
That's a great way to think about it. And Payab suggests that by understanding these astrological aspects and how they affect the flow of cosmic fluids, we can choose the most opportune times for our magical work, aligning ourselves with supportive cosmic energies.
So it's not just about choosing the right planetary energy, but also understanding the dynamics between planets at a specific moment. It's like checking the cosmic weather forecast to see when the winds are in your favor.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
And Payab actually provides instructions on how to calculate these astrological aspects and choose the most favorable times for different types of magical operations.
Okay.
He even outlines specific rituals and invocations to use in conjunction with these planetary alignments to further enhance the effectiveness of the work.
Wow, so we're talking about a level of precision and attention to detail that rivals the scientific experiment. It's like a cosmic symphony with each note and instrument meticulously orchestrated to create a harmonious and powerful effect.
Exactly. And that's what makes Payab's system so fascinating. It blends the intuitive and mystical with the structured and logical, offering a path that engages both the heart and the mind.
Payab also dedicates a significant portion of his book to esoteric graphics, which sounds like a secret visual language.
Yeah.
What exactly are these graphics, and why are they so important to the practice of high magic?
For Payab, esoteric graphics weren't just decorative elements. They were powerful tools for focusing and directing energy, transmitting knowledge across time and space, and even accessing hidden dimensions of reality.
So it's like a visual code. A secret language that unlocks hidden doorways in the cosmos.
That's a great way to think about it. And Payab suggests that these symbols, diagrams, and alphabets weren't just randomly created. They were carefully designed to resonate with specific cosmic forces and principles.
Okay, so it's not just about doodling a pretty picture. It's about understanding the deeper meaning and energetic resonance of each symbol.
Right.
It's like learning a new language, but instead of words, you're speaking in the language of symbols and archetypes.
Exactly. And Payab showcases a fascinating collection of these esoteric graphics in his book, drawing from a variety of traditions, including Hebrew, Egyptian, Chinese, and alchemical systems, to name a few. It's like a global tapestry of symbols, a testament to the universal nature of this visual language.
What are some examples of the types of esoteric graphics Payab explores in his book?
Well, he starts with alphabets,
Okay.
suggesting that each letter in a magical alphabet, like the Hebrew alphabet, for instance,
Okay.
corresponds to a specific cosmic force or principle.
So it's like each letter is a mini portal,
Yeah,
a gateway to a specific energy or vibration.
that's a great way to visualize it. And Payab provides detailed interpretations of the Hebrew alphabet, linking each letter to specific planets Sephiroth on the Tree of Life and even parts of the human body.
Wow, it's like a multi-dimensional map, a key to unlocking the hidden connections between language energy and consciousness.
Precisely. And Payab goes beyond alphabets, outlining various magical diagrams,
Okay.
such as the Clavicula General de Salomon, also known as the Key of Solomon.
Hold on, the Key of Solomon. Isn't that the legendary king who is known for his wisdom and magical abilities?
Yeah.
What's so special about this diagram?
The Key of Solomon is essentially a guide to summoning and controlling spirits, outlining rituals, symbols, and incantations for magical operations. It's been debated for centuries, with some believing it's a genuine ancient text and others dismissing it as a medieval forgery. It's a controversial and intriguing text.
It sounds like a forbidden grimoire,
It is.
a book of shadows whispered about in secret societies.
Why do you think Payab included it in his book? Was he actually recommending spirit conjuration as part of high magic?
That's a great question, and it's important to clarify that Payab doesn't explicitly endorse the practice of summoning spirits.
Okay.
However, he acknowledges the historical and cultural significance of the Key of Solomon, presenting it as an example of how complex systems of symbolism and ritual have been used throughout history to interact with the unseen world.
So more of a historical example than a how-to guide, a testament to our ongoing fascination with the supernatural.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like Payab is saying, look, even if you don't believe in the literal truth of this text, look at how it demonstrates our enduring desire to connect with the mysteries of the universe. I see. It's about recognizing the human desire to explore the unknown, even if we don't buy into every detail or practice.
Precisely, and including the Key of Solomon shows us how vast and complex high magic can be. It's not just one system, but a whole tapestry of beliefs, practices, and traditions woven together from cultures all over the world.
We've got alphabets, magical diagrams. What other esoteric treasures does Payab reveal in his book?
He also explores the world of sigils, which are personalized symbols or designs created with a specific magical intention.
So it's like a magical monogram, a symbol that represents your unique desire or goal.
Exactly, and Payab outlines a process for creating these sigils, where you convert your intention into a visual form, often through a series of transformations and reductions.
It's like a magical alchemy, transforming your desire into a potent symbol that can be charged and activated to manifest your goal.
That's a great way to think about it. And Payab emphasizes that creating the sigil is a magical act in itself, requiring focus, intention, and a deep understanding of those esoteric graphic principles we talked about.
Wow. So it's not just about drawing a pretty picture. It's about infusing it with your will and aligning it with the cosmic forces. It's like a mini ritual in itself.
Precisely. And Payab believed that when you create and activate sigils correctly, they can be powerful tools for manifesting your desires, attracting opportunities, and even influencing events in your life.
It's amazing to think about how these symbols can act as bridges between the seen and unseen, the conscious and subconscious, the material and the spiritual.
Exactly. Payab believed that studying and mastering this visual language could unlock hidden dimensions of reality, give you access to deeper levels of knowledge, and ultimately empower you to become a more conscious creator of your own destiny.
Speaking of destiny, Payab also talks a lot about timing.
Yeah.
And how crucial it is to successful magical operations.
Right.
Why is timing so important in his system, and how does it relate to those cosmic forces we've been discussing?
For Payab, timing wasn't just about picking a convenient moment to do a ritual. It was about synchronizing yourself with the natural rhythms of the universe, tapping into those ebbs and flows of cosmic energy to boost the effectiveness of your magical work.
So it's like surfing. You have to catch the wave at the right moment to ride it to its fullest potential.
That's a great analogy. And Payab suggests that just as there are tides in the ocean and seasons in the year, there are subtle energy cycles that govern the flow of those cosmic fluids.
So it's like the universe has its own clock, and the skilled operator knows how to read it and align their actions accordingly.
Precisely. And Payab lays out a detailed system for figuring out the most auspicious times for your magical work.
Okay.
Taking into account things like planetary hours, lunar mansions, and even the days of the week associated with different planetary energies.
Okay, let's break down some of these time-bending techniques. What are planetary hours and how do they fit into the picture?
Planetary hours are a system of dividing the day into 24 segments with each hour ruled by a specific planet. This system follows the Chaldean order of the planets: Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury, and Moon.
So it's like a cosmic relay race,
Yeah.
each planet taking its turn to influence the flow of energy. And by knowing which planet rules a particular hour,
Yeah.
we can tap into its specific energy and influence.
Exactly. And Payab provides charts outlining which planet rules each hour for every day of the week,
Wow.
so you can try to align your actions with those supportive cosmic currents.
Wow, it's like a magical day planner
Yeah.
helping you schedule your rituals and spells for maximum potency.
Precisely. And Payab suggests that choosing the right planetary hour can significantly increase the effectiveness of your work, aligning it with the supportive energy of that planet.
Okay, we've got planetary hours down.
Okay.
What about those lunar mansions you mentioned earlier? What are those, and how do they factor into this cosmic timing game?
Lunar mansions are a system of dividing the zodiac into 28 segments.
Okay.
Each segment represents the portion of the sky that the moon travels through in a single day. This system is rooted in ancient Indian and Arabic astrology, based on the observation that the moon's cycle has a powerful influence on the Earth's tides, rhythms, and even our emotions.
So it's like the moon is imprinting its energy on each section of the zodiac as it moves through its cycle. And by knowing which lunar mansion the moon is in, we can tap into that energy.
Exactly. And Payab provides detailed descriptions of each lunar mansion,
Okay.
outlining its specific attributes, influences, and even the types of magical operations that are most effective when performed under its influence.
It's like a cosmic almanac, helping us navigate the subtle currents of the lunar cycle.
Precisely. And Payab emphasizes that understanding lunar mansions is crucial for anyone working with high magic, since the moon's influence is so powerful and far-reaching.
Okay, so we've got planetary hours and lunar mansions. Are there any other time-traveling tricks Payab reveals?
He also points to the specific days of the week that are associated with different planetary energies.
Okay.
This system, which is based on traditional planetary rulership, assigns Sunday to the Sun, Monday to the Moon, Tuesday to Mars, Wednesday to Mercury, Thursday to Jupiter, Friday to Venus, and Saturday to Saturn.
So each day of the week has its own cosmic flavor based on the ruling planet's energy. And by aligning our actions with those energies, we can tap into their power.
Exactly. For example, if you were performing a ritual to attract love and abundance, you might choose to do it on a Friday, since it's ruled by Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and prosperity.
It's like choosing the right ingredients for a magical recipe. But instead of herbs and spices, we're working with the days of the week and planetary energies. It's cosmic cooking.
I love that. And Payab stresses that understanding these subtle time-based correspondences can significantly enhance the power and effectiveness of your magical work,
Okay.
helping you align with those supportive cosmic currents.
We've covered a lot about timing, planetary hours, lunar mansions, and days of the week. It seems like timing is a fundamental part of Payab's system, a way to work with the natural rhythms of the universe for maximum effect. But speaking of effects, he also talks about the role of the operator and their influence on the outcome of magical operations. Can you explain a bit more about that and how the operator's own energy and intention come into play?
For Payab, the operator is not just a passive participant in the magical process, but an active force,
Okay.
shaping and directing the flow of those cosmic energies through their own intention focus and understanding of high magic.
So it's not just about following a set of instructions. It's about bringing your own energy and awareness to the work, like a chef adding their personal touch to a dish, transforming it from a basic meal into something special.
That's a great analogy. And Payab emphasizes that the operator's inner state, their thoughts, emotions, and beliefs plays a crucial role in shaping the outcome of their magical work.
So it's not just about manipulating external forces. It's about cultivating a specific internal state, a resonance with the energies you're working with.
Exactly.
It's like tuning your own inner radio dial to the same frequency as the cosmic station you want to connect with.
Exactly. And Payab suggests that the more refined and aligned the operator's energy and intention are, the more effective their work will be.
Yeah.
He emphasizes the importance of practices like meditation, visualization, and breath work to cultivate focus clarity and a strong connection to that inner divine spark.
So it's like a martial artist training their body and mind to become a more powerful and precise instrument. The more you hone your internal skills, the more effectively you can work with those external forces.
Precisely. And for Payab, the true power of high magic wasn't about bending the universe to your will,
Yeah.
but aligning yourself with its natural harmony, becoming a conduit for the expression of that divine will.
So it's not about trying to dominate or control the universe, but working in partnership with it?
Exactly, and that's an idea that resonates with many spiritual traditions. True power comes not from forcing things to happen, but from understanding and flowing with the natural currents of the universe.
It sounds like PIOP's system is all about finding that sweet spot, that place where our will and the will of the universe align, working in harmony rather than opposition.
Exactly. It's a beautiful concept, and it brings us back to those correspondences we were discussing earlier.
Right, like that giant cosmic web where everything is linked.
Yeah.
Can you remind me why these correspondences are so crucial to PIOP's system of high magic?
He believed that by understanding those connections, those threads that weave everything together, we can tap into a vast network of power and influence. It's not about forcing the universe to bend to our will,
Right.
but about understanding its patterns and working in alignment with them.
So it's like learning the secret handshake of the cosmos,
Yeah,
understanding the language that allows us to communicate with those universal forces.
I love that analogy. And Piab draws from a lot of ancient traditions, astrology, alchemy, Kabbalah, to build this intricate system of correspondences.
Okay, let's revisit some of those correspondences. We talked about the planets and their unique energies and influences. What else did Piab connect to those planetary forces?
He links specific days of the week, hours of the day, even herbs and stones to those planetary influences.
So if I wanted to work with, say, Venus's energy for attracting love and beauty, I might choose to do a ritual on a Friday, Venus's day, during a Venus hour,
Right.
maybe even incorporating specific herbs and stones associated with Venus.
Exactly. And Piab provides detailed charts and tables that lay out all these correspondences. It's like having a cosmic cheat sheet.
That's incredible. And he even connects numbers to those planetary forces, right? It's like numerology meets high magic.
Precisely. He assigns specific meanings and vibrations to the numbers 1 through 12, linking them to various archetypes, principles, and even the Sephiro on the Kabbalistic tree of life.
Wow. It's mind-boggling how everything seems to be connected in his system. It really makes you think about the hidden patterns and relationships that might exist in the universe.
It does.
This has been an incredible journey. We've explored so much cosmic fluids, planetary alignments, ancient symbols, the power of numbers, the importance of timing. I'll admit, when we started this deep dive, I was a bit skeptical. Magic can sound pretty far out there. But Piab's approach, his research and meticulousness have opened my eyes to the idea that there might be more to reality than we realize.
I agree. What I appreciate about Piab's work is that he doesn't demand blind belief.
Right.
He encourages you to think critically, to question assumptions, and to explore these concepts with a discerning mind.
Exactly. It's not about dogma or faith. It's about exploration and personal experience.
Well said. And I think that's a valuable approach to life in general,
Yeah.
whether you're exploring magic science or any other field of knowledge.
Right.
Cultivating an open and curious mind allows us to expand our understanding of ourselves and the world around us.
So for our listener who's now absorbed a whole lot about Pierre Vincent Piab and his system of high magic, what's the one key takeaway you would want them to remember? What's the most important piece of wisdom they can apply to their own life, even if they don't plan on becoming a practicing magician?
I think the most powerful takeaway is the realization that we are not separate from the universe, but deeply connected to it.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with all the specifics of Piab's system or not,
Right.
his work highlights the idea that our thoughts, our intentions, our actions, they all have an impact on the world around us. We are not just passive observers, we are active participants in this grand cosmic dance.
So it's about understanding that we have the power to shape our reality.
Yeah.
Not necessarily through spells and rituals,
Right.
but through our conscious choices and actions. We have a responsibility to use that power wisely and intentionally.
Exactly. And I think that's a message that resonates deeply, whether you approach it from a spiritual perspective, a scientific perspective, or simply a human perspective.
Yeah.
We are all interconnected, and our choices matter.
Well said. This deep dive into Piab's high magic has been a wild ride. It's a system that's intricate, inspiring, and full of thought-provoking ideas. And if it sparked your curiosity, I encourage you to explore further. There's a whole world of occult literature out there waiting to be discovered.
And as you embark on that exploration, remember to approach it with respect, discernment, and a healthy dose of curiosity. There's always more to learn, more to discover, and more to experience in this vast and mysterious universe we inhabit.
Thanks for joining us.